Warning, the following video contains spoilers.
The issue with the movie ultimately is the ending. While I think it's driving at this like beautiful cultural dialogue, you know, maybe Crash-esque somewhat in like trying to identify both the humanity and the sort of brokenness in these various characters,
and how it's serious and funny.
Yeah,
it's like it's kind of a mixture of sad and happy at the same time.
Right, yeah.
You're laughing, but you're like, that's really sad.
Right. What undermines the movie is the ending. I think the movie could just as easily have been called The Last Temptation of Beatriz.
Yes.
The way the story is structured in The Last Temptation of Christ, part of the thread of the story is somebody had killed one of her goats. She is still sort of dealing with the grief of that. She really loves her goats. She's vegetarian. She doesn't believe in killing, eating animals or anything like that. And so there's that thread running throughout it. And then you get to the end and you have this moment where she's going to leave. And she's like, wait, I forgot something. And you see her go back in. She gets
say hello to my little friends.
Not quite.
You're kind of led to believe he's out there smoking, and he kind of talks to her a little bit, and she's like, "Wait, I gotta go back in the house. I forgot something."
Yeah.
Right. And then she goes back into the office, and it's like dun 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 dun. Right. Like this kind of like spooky, kind of like what's gonna happen music. And he goes and grabs a letter opener, and we're like, wait, what the hell? Goes up behind him like you would expect, right? And, so, and then he's like, then lays him down, on the floor, and she's there, and she's like, and this is what it feels for life, to life to leave you or whatever. So whatever she says in that moment, and you're like, what? And everyone comes in, and it's like you think that's like towards the end of the movie, and then they do the rug pull.
So that then it's like nope, that she's actually still in the truck imagining this. This is her temptation, right, to go in there and kill him. That's not the part that bothers me. What really bothers me is that she then goes as her following choice, right? She's riding in the tow truck with this tow truck driver and then asks him to stop. And then she walks out down to the beach and then just walks into the ocean.
My goat.
Like
my goat.
Well, and her reasoning for it. Her reasoning for it is because what did she say there at the end? That's the man who killed my goat.
That's the man who killed that's why I said my goat, but I was like, really? I didn't think it would do that. Honestly, I was honestly not expecting that.
Right. I think I get what they're trying to say. They're trying to juxtapose this notion of she felt like she met someone who personified everything that she sees as wrong and broken with the world.
Right.
So that's the man who killed my goat. I think that's the meaning of that phrase. But then the fact that she goes and kills herself, that she just like walks into the ocean, and that's not. I was waiting, honestly, because of the whole she killed him. Oh, she didn't. She was just thinking about it. I was waiting for it, and now she's just thinking about killing herself. Right. And maybe, and here's the discussion you and Trevor and I got into after watching the movie.
It was after a lot of beer. I just want to preface that. Yeah. So it was much more interesting at that point.
Right. Yeah.
My God! My God!
Maybe, just maybe, we're supposed to be left with that being an open-ended, was it just in her head, or did she actually kill herself? I think that, again, that's fine, but the problem with ending the movie with that kind of question, and even the possibility that she went and killed herself, I feel like it sets up this weird dichotomy where you've got the conservative business successful white male, and then you've got the spiritual liberal female, and
some sort of ethnic background.
Yes, exactly, a minority female who's also liberal,
because that's the only one they could be
of some sort. And so we're supposed to walk away with she confronted her polar opposite, and her response to that was she killed herself.
Right. Director's fault on this one.
Well, I think they wrote themselves into a corner.
Knowing how Hollywood and everyone writes scripts and how scripts are sold and how they're rewritten by whomever, Miguel Arteta, it was not like he'd had some sort of, bad luck with directing movies or doing this, but this movie in particular, anytime this happens, and maybe I'm totally wrong, I blame the director. They're the ones. They're the ones that are supposed to.
I'm with you there. That's why I blame Ridley Scott for Prometheus.
Yes.
I mean,
let's not open that boat.
That's a whole different can of worms.
Wow. yeah. We'll argue that one on another one.
That's a whole other thing.
It's another segment called Heads Roll. That whole scene of her just walking in, being set up. She's the liberal. She's the alternative to everything. If they want to drive the stereotype home, and then I felt like it, and you were kind of saying this too, it made her seem like she was somehow weak. I felt like there was the same character. John Lithgow and her had as much capability and as much strength and power. No matter if she didn't have all the money, she had the same amount of strength and character around dealing with people that had real problems, like people struggling with cancer, like the daughter going through that, and was working with that family and was a family friend, right? Even though they didn't have that best of relationship, apparently. Right. Someone that had that much investment and that much strength with the family. She goes out and walks into the water because she had one conversation with a dumb-ass billionaire? Right. There's some movies that I could say Prometheus. I don't want to say too much Prometheus. I would compare that ending to Prometheus. But I would say that, that hefty of a kind of terrible decision doesn't follow, and unless I'm totally missing it, and I might not be artistic enough, and I might not have enough capability to reason these things out. Maybe that's true. But I believe Trevor, who I believe walked out in the ocean after this film.
That's why he's not here.
He rolled his eyes and walked out in the ocean. It was that actually was his response. He's like, it was like that ending had that type of dropout to it. Yeah. Right. And we're like, was that a dream? Were they f***ing with us? Right. Yeah. What was going on? Right.
What that ending says is that basically, I guess you liberals or you minorities, you women, or whatever.
If this is a political commentary.
If it's a political commentary.
Which I believe it is.
Right. You must be weak because apparently the only response here is that we're going to go kill ourselves. Right. My theory is that they wrote themselves into a corner. Right. There's this movie with all these characters and it's taking place in one evening in a house. You really need to, have this experience. But the problem is with a movie, with a feature-length movie, you want to have character arc, you want to have change, you want to be able to put a period at the end of the sentence that is the movie, right? And I feel like what happened is they got the script and they just felt like they didn't have a strong enough period at the end of the sentence. Right. And therefore, let's make the character kill herself because that'll feel like an ending. It's an ending. It's a shitty ending, but it's an ending.
Thank you so much for watching. At Stories by the River, we believe that stories and movies help us ask important questions about life and discover meaning and connection with other people. We believe that so much that not only do we discuss movies, we make movies as well. So I encourage you to check out our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and check us out on storiesbytheriver.org as well, where you can find both our short films and all kinds of content behind the scenes and discussions around the ideas and themes that come up in the stories that we love the most. Thank you.